land any shots. Madden, fortunately, will be able to find his way onto the A bomb set. However, that's a very uncomfortable position they are in, because m0NESY can make life very uncomfortable here. He's going to find Hades, but Madden will reply back instantly.
He will. Snappy stuck in an awkward position as Alexi burns Madden to a crisp. 3-play-2 as ENCE taking control over the site. Post plant will be coming up. But Diha in an interesting position on elevator. How he wishes that he had Spinx up closer. Now that the smoke is cleared and dwindled. A snappy headshot straight to the dome of Alexi, courtesy of Spinx. And now Diha's coming back in for one of his own. Hunter all alone on the site with his Glock. Trying to rat-tat-tat himself to the first round of this game. But Diha takes his head off.
Nade follow-up, so he will stay alive for the time being. And just waiting for a move to be made here by ENCE. And ENCE aren't giving anything. And that being said, Madden slowly inching towards mid. He's going to find Jax looking for the second kill, which he will indeed. But m0NESY will finally trade him as NiKo with the deagle finds Hades. And all of a sudden, it's a 3v3. And they do have the A bomb site.
They do a fast flank coming round, though, from Snappy from long doors. But they will have a good idea as to this being a possibility. Tossing the bomb across will afford now m0NESY to peer down on the catwalk side. Spray is good. Snappy's been dealt with accordingly, and that makes this potential retake that much more difficult. A lot of players would decide to dip out at this stage and hold on to the weapons that they possess, and that's why it's such a difficult site to retake in a 2-on-3. And you have to take on board as well, with this being back at the CTs, even if they're successful in getting a couple of early entries back onto A, that may not be good enough. He's the ace up the sleeve. Diha has been so patient, so willing to just turn himself away from this aggression, but it's not worked out for him, and Snappy is the solid round in the end for G2.
I like the play from Diha, though. He didn't really one player there, so the money's starting to look pretty solid as well, considering still very early days. And right now for ENCE with the pistol, just trying to maybe find a couple of kills here, which doesn't look like it's going to take place. Jackson Hunter just mopping up the bodies, and Nade is going to deal quite a bit of damage as well. But I'm more curious about how the next couple of rounds are going to be playing out. The buy should be coming in, obviously, for ENCE. And you're taking a look at the money here. I don't see an AWP being purchased for Hades, right? It's going to be A1s coming out for, should be the majority of the players. Utility will...
As you said, even the pistol wasn't exactly easy and a foregone conclusion on the side of ENCE. And now it's going to be aggression. That grenade could do a lot of damage, though, and it does. They walk over that barrage of shrapnel. Diha, though, through the smoke, will perforate it and deal with Hunter. 1-for-1 trade, but ENCE do take some long control. Position just yet. Another one needs to be tossed down. There we go. Now Hades has been locked out. I say that, but he sledgehammers open the door with the A1S, and Jack stood behind it, gets crunched down. Ooh. Nice counteractive kill from NiKo. It's had a bit of a slow start, but you always know he's never out of the game. Madden needs to use that smoke as his sanctuary, trying to dart around the shadows and make the most of Gandalf as it stands. Now a gap in the smoke has appeared, and Hades is trying his best to make as much use of that as possible. Good, well-placed flash, but now Madden shows his hand. This has been an excellent hold from the CTs, all things considered. m0NESY needs to go above and beyond, and instead, he gets some...
Hands of Hades. Snappy, though, a bit of a quiet start for the man. I love the flashback from m0NESY. Just such a perfect flashback, catching them off guard, but Madden staying alive towards Gandalf, and m0NESY there. He knew he was going to be peaking, but the timing not quite panning out for him. But for G2, they're still going to be very comfortable.
Economy, that definitely seems to be the correct decision. Now, if they'll be allowed that luxury is yet to be seen, because Jax is on the prowl. Will be bested by Spinx. Could be an AK-47 if he wants to traverse across towards the T-spawn. Looks like ENCE flash left, and they've just tossed it out on long. There's no follow-up peek. No smokes, no incendiaries. 2 players on pistols. So yes, you've got a couple players low here, but what can you do about it? Well, Diha says, I've got an A1S. I'm going to spray down on 2 players. And it's the cousins that go across him as he looks to try and finish off the rest. Has a chance, nails it on a 3rd, looking for a 4th as well, but m0NESY has dealt the fatal blow, and with 25 seconds to play with now, G2 are reeling. Both players super low. m0NESY with a slight gap in the smoke has made it work, and now Madden on the flank could have them both dead to rights. There's one, but misses his second shot. 10 seconds to play with. Madden just needs to play possum, and Jack's rushing towards the site, needs to get this plant down right now. Gonna be able to have a couple moments to just retrieve a little position. Bit of reprieve now for him, and Jax peeks up the perfect time.
Jax he would have gone for the duel, he would have gone for the fight, but Jax coming up absolutely clutch. That looked like a disaster of a round for G2, right? They were getting kind of they were getting kind of trapped towards long. Diha doing whatever he could with that M4A1. Snappy, unfortunately, getting caught by Muncie through that gap. But in the end, Jax,
He seemed relatively content to allow the remainder of ENCE to stay alive over on the B side of the map. And they will hold on to the AWP and the two M4s with a healthy dosage.
Be a hit coming into its speed this time around.
It is, and Madden, I think, has a good idea as to what's coming up. He's just pushed outside of long right now, seeing nothing in mid. 1-for-1 trade, Bob gets spilled down. Here comes Diha, spraying in for one and a second as well. And he's been the shining light right now for ENCE. He's got himself 8 kills. Hunter and NiKo remain. Tread lightly, though.
Look at the tunnel.
Yeah, the tunnel is definitely a problem, but NiKo no longer will be. Hunter's about to get flanked, and he gets swept away from Madden, whose long flank round long has played out dividends.
Yeah, this is definitely a significant step up, maybe, from the kind of impact that Spinx was having in previous rounds. NiKo, the meanwhile, goes in two brisk headshots. The landlord of Catwalk, and he has evicted the CTs, but Snappy, he's a squatter. Says, nah, you can't get rid of me that easily. And he's actually taken the AK as well, and potentially given ENCE a chance.
I love the Molotov, the immediate reply coming in from G2, right? All right, fine, you have the AK-47. You're not going to be walking into the flames, although the smokes will be deployed, allowing them to do something a little crazy. But Spinx able to find one, finds a second kill as well, getting boosted up. That is massive. And Spinx drops on down. And suddenly, from a 5v3, it's down to 2 versus 3. Bomb will be planted. Muncie will give away his position, and Spinx will find the kill, and now it's all down to Alexi B.
Alexi B, 2 separate angles to watch out for, and he gets pinched. It's Snappy that takes him off. We peek this? Hades is scared that NiKo may be pushing him from long. NiKo's still up on the site itself. What a strange round this has been, and NiKo removes the head of Diha. I said surely it has to be around for ENCE, and cleanly so. A 2v5 has gone into a 2-on-2.
Hades getting hunted down. That's a crucial kill for him to find, and now it's all on NiKo. 20 seconds to work with. He needs to make a little bit of haste, as Hades is going to miss the question. NiKo comes jumping around. He should be able to find him, and he will indeed. No, he knows where the second player is as well. There's 8 seconds, and Spinx is just going to run for it. NiKo has to hunt him down, and it is going to be Spinx to save.
After all, so they're pressing the button. They're going in full throttle. 30 seconds to play with. NiKo drops down, but Diha is there to deal with him. Hades goes in through the smoke as well. Jax is the only T that's been able to come out on top in this exchange, and time is still ticking away. Diha, alive, will not be able to deny this bomb plant, but is keeping himself up close so that the rest of his team can get up close in themselves. But Hunter removes him, deals with him so quickly, so briskly, that it puts his teammates in such a horrible spot. Snappy and Spinx both trying to sneak their way up towards the side. Just less than half the fuse left on the timer. Both remainder of the Ts are over on Catwalk. Hunter on low HP, 7 to be precise, has dished out the fatal blow to Spinx, and that could be the round. His tactics very A-heavy, small gap in the smoke. NiKo is trying to keep them interested. They have decided to divert. This is a double switch and bait, and NiKo removes the head of Hades, goes back in, heavy damage to Madden, but he stands on 13 HP, lucky for some. Madden may burn to a crisp, has to come out into the open, and in doing so, Hunter is there to collect. The guillotine comes down, but Diha is keeping this dream alive. 10 seconds to play with. Bomb does get planted, and Hunter in the meanwhile makes short work of Diha. 2-on-2. They know running scarce now. Muncie up close, going to be combat AWPing, looking for that no-scope. Has now spotted Spinx. Is waiting for Spinx, but Spinx removes his head. And just in the nick of time, he should have this defusal.
Down mid, but doesn't find anything, but it's still going to stick around. And they're looking for these fights, and what a tap by Muncie. And it's going to drop on down the madman, the lunatic, looking for more. A snore by Muncie. Finally, he will be dropped. But that is bloody murder at mid.
Where did that come from? That's the question that's going to be. Pulls a miracle out of his back pocket. He's surrounded. They know exactly where he is. They saw the bomb spill down before. Ooh. Nice shot onto Hunter, though. There's still time. There is still a way back into this round. It is going to have to be paid with in the blood of G2 players, and they are all healthy, mind you, so it's going to have to be headshots dished out aplenty. The positions are good. NiKo at this range is going to decapitate him, so the dream is back. However, Hunter is here. He's on the prowl now, picking up the mantle from the cousin and seeing if he can maybe capitalize and pad those stats. There's one. NiKo with the assist. Molly down, stops any re-engage, forces ENCE out into the open, and at some point they're going to have to realize they have to die. They can't afford to let this one take too long. Thus they take the initiative, but it's into
Rated. You can see a couple of deagles being upgraded. Snappy going for the scout buy, which is a bit surprising, as Hunter Trying to farm a little bit of cash, but the Deagles are starting to sing. Madden finding Jax, that is huge. That is massive. They have control.
Back in again is m0NESY. The barrel of the gun may betray Hades if he's not careful right now. It could be a no-scope that finishes this round. Oh, Hades! 19, we'll see ENCE starting to pillage and pilfer on towards the A side. Molotov down to the back. There's Madden. There's a gap on that smoke, and Alexi makes the most of this one way. Diha needs to be very careful, but sprays through and gets the reward before m0NESY bounces back with his AWP. Plays low, m0NESY continues to just orchestrate this devastation onto ENCE. They are not giving up and not relinquishing the site. They fend away the boil. The answer is a resounding no.
They've gone for the Force, by the way. They've just gone for the Force. It's going to be the full Hail Mary push coming in towards the B bomb side. And FAMAS doing a lot of damage as Diha finds 2-1, being one of his teammates. And this B hit has come to a premature stop. Just Madden and Hades remaining, and they will just...
This is such a great position, because not only does it give him intel up middle if they're trying to push up catwalk, additionally now, he's just going to have the early intel on the teammates as m0NESY drops the bomb down, and Alexi with the freest of kills, he's going to go for the shank right between the shoulders. Great flash out, though. It does isolate and stall this push for now. They don't get a kill off the back of it, although it was heavy damage. Now from the single side, and Madden threads the eye of the needle with a Deagle headshot. Beautifully done. However, he's not around long to celebrate it, and Spinx may be getting blown to smithereens from Hunter's grenade. 1 HP on Snappy as well, and Hades, not much to really do as far as he's concerned. Snappy, try as he may, is running into the Finnish blockade of Alexi B. And Hades, last man standing, not for much longer. I think he's basically the puppet master, right?
Master of Puppets? Yeah,
Exactly. Making them dance for him. Alexi B, though, the brains behind this operation, showing he can frag when it's called upon. Here is the man in question. Flick across. Never in doubt. Diha hits the dirt maybe for the last time on this map. And Snappy and Spinx have to go above and beyond. Spinx tagging NiKo heavily, but on 1 HP, NiKo just slaps him out of the server for what should be the last time here on Dust2. And Snappy will go the very same way. Domination from G2.
absolute domination. The two hunters, actually, yeah, hunters in the server, the two cousins, NiKo and Hunter, ending that game, and I do believe...